here, so.
Yeah. Hey guys, I think we're live. How you doing? Everybody, this is Heidi. Heidi, thank you very much for coming on and doing an interview with me. That's awesome.
Yeah, always excited to do interviews.
Yeah. I mean, we just kind of got introduced the other day. You were on with Marv, and I hopped on there.
With Big Marv.
Yeah, Big Marv's the man. Can't say enough about Marv. He's awesome. And we kind of connected through that, and you jumped on my group, and I put out the post, and you're gracious enough to come on here with me. So I really appreciate it. That's awesome.
Hey, the pleasure's all mine.
Excellent. Everybody, sorry, I do this every time. I've got to redo this, get my comments going here, because Be Live sucks at comments. I hope they are fixing that. If you guys get on live, please, you know what to do. # live, replay, hit some comments. If you guys have any comments or questions throughout the interview, put them down in the comments, and I will read them off my phone, and we'll do our best to answer them for you guys. But I wanted to have Heidi on and talk about copy, because Heidi, you specialize in copywriting, and that's obviously, you know, my group, and what I'm doing is affiliate marketing, but really it applies to any kind of online sales, really. So it's huge. So I was just hoping you could educate us about some of that.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to give a little background, I only started fully niching down on funnel copywriting, funnel and launch copywriting in January. Of course, I've been a writer throughout my career. I took copywriting classes for 2 years at an advertising portfolio workshop in San Francisco. So, you know, I do have legit training in the area, but I just kind of realized, you know, getting into the ClickFunnels world, there's a real need for good copy. I mean, it's so important to making a sale. I think we all know that. You know, they teach that in the One Funnel Away Challenge, how important telling your story is. A lot of people don't feel comfortable with their writing ability to do it themselves, so they look for outside help. You know, there's funnel scripts, which can, I think, get you a lot of the way there. In my opinion, it's not like 100% foolproof method, because I think you still need someone who can come in and create a good flow and create a story and take people all the way through the buying process, and while at the same time handling objections that might come up, you know, really pushing the benefits over the features and things like that.
Yeah, totally. So I apologize. Normally I start out with the backstory, and I kind of skip that part, but I'm actually really more interested in learning more about your backstory. So you were always been a writer, and you've been doing this, but how did you kind of get into this world here? I mean, as far as kind of the online copy world.
Yeah. So before I started copywriting as my main gig, I had a digital agency for 5 years. So I really got into the kind of self-employed entrepreneurial world in about 2013. That's when I started freelancing full-time. In 2014, I moved from the Bay Area to Portland, Oregon, and simultaneously started the agency with my husband. We came up with the name. I still remember we were driving to the Oregon coast, and we were brainstorming names, and we came up with Cipher Collective. So Cipher is kind of like a code, and something that's sort of mysterious. So we like that because marketing is like a code in many ways. You're figuring out the secret sauce of what it takes to get somebody to engage and take action. And the collective part was because we really envisioned it as bringing in a bunch of experts to work on projects with us. And you know, we never really scaled that big, but that is how it ended up happening. We, you know, worked with another social media manager right away. Then we found a great graphic designer, web designer, who we still work with. But, you know, I'll just say that even with starting an agency, I didn't really take it seriously as a business. I thought of it more as like, oh, I'm just creating a job for myself, so I don't have to go to the corporate mainstream world, which I had a really troublesome history with. You know, I think a lot of entrepreneurs can possibly relate to this. You know, I was kind of rebellious. I didn't like being on somebody else's schedule. And at the same time, I'm pretty empathetic. And so I really had a tough time with politics, like some of the more toxic aspects of work culture. They would really affect me. And I just became very disillusioned. I had some big jobs where they started out great. Everybody's like on a team and rah, rah. And then, in this one case I'm thinking of, our leader started, he was very panicked about this complicated project we were working on. He wanted it to succeed. He thought it reflected badly on him if it failed, which I understand, but he kind of like turned that into threatening us and causing drama and pitting us against each other. And that was kind of really the turning point for me of like, I don't want to go through this again. This is bullshit. I don't want to be in this dog and pony show. I don't want to have to like behave like my boss in order to succeed, so it was really kind of never the same after that. And I don't mean that in a like, oh, everything was ruined, feel sorry for me way. It was more like I had changed. And so I couldn't continue playing that game anymore. So I knew that I need to find a way to work for myself. It wasn't clear to me then how to do that because I was coming out of being an online community manager. And there's not a lot of people who do that on a freelance basis. A lot of companies want you in the office because it's very hands-on with the community and you're like the voice between the community and the rest of the company. But I got more into social media management, and so I started freelancing with that. That turned into, me just educating myself more and more on other digital marketing practices, and it just kind of snowballed from there. So about a year ago, I decided I really have to change my business. I'm tired of the digital agency. My husband wasn't into it anymore either. He was a healer and a massage therapist, and he felt that was his true calling, so he wanted to go back to that. So I took about a year and just did all the things that people normally go through, watched all the webinars, joined some inner circle groups, chased shiny objects, went down a lot of rabbit holes, tried a lot of different things. And then about a year ago, I discovered ClickFunnels, and that kind of gave me a whole new direction. So that's my long-winded background story.
No, I love it. I love it because gives everyone context where you're coming from and where you've been. You have experience in what you're talking about. And so, and plus we haven't really had a chance to talk yet. So
yeah, we're kind of meeting each other right now on this.
Yeah, right. Good to get to know.
It's all fresh.
Yeah, get to know you better. And you're not too far away. So maybe one of these days we can meet up sometime. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Have a work session in a coffee shop or something like that.
There you go. So I haven't done a ton of research on copy. Obviously, I've read through the .com stuff and the expert secrets, and I've purchased another book, which was really good, that goes over copy. But if you're a beginner, you're getting into this, how would you recommend kind of someone approaching starting out to try to learn copy and learn some of the basics?
Well, I think it's important to understand the psychology behind, taking someone through a sale, because copywriting is writing words that sound good, but it's also, there's a lot of psychology to it. So unfortunately, the words are failing me right now as far as how to best describe this, but I think it's a cross between like art and business, copywriting. So you have to be a good writer, naturally. I think there's some good basic courses out there just to get started. A lot of people, copywriters I know who do this full time, started with like a course from Copy Hacker. That was one of the first kind of like organized communities around copywriting. There's this, I would take a course for sure. I want to design my own course as well, eventually, to help people with this. Nice. But I also think like reading .com Secrets and Expert Secrets has some great information too, because when I started doing this, I was like, okay, I know I'm a good writer. I've been a writer my whole life. I've always gotten good feedback on my writing. That doesn't necessarily mean that I know how to write a good sales funnel that's going to make the sale. So I need to study up on that. So just being immersed in the ClickFunnels world, I think helped a lot with that. I think going through the One Funnel Away challenge, especially the offer week and the publishing week, they share a lot of great information, about how to tell your story. And I think all good sales funnels should tell a story. So you're taking the buyer on a journey and basically helping convince them to take an action that they already want to take. They're there to be convinced by you. So reading those books, I think, will give you a lot of insight into how to do that, and just becoming really comfortable with knowing what your story is. Like Russell says, you're going to tell it over and over again. You're going to get tired of it. You're going to get sick of it. But every time you tell it to a new audience, you're going to capture their attention. They won't be sick of it. It's something that's going to make them know and trust you. And it's all about, I think, affiliate marketing especially is about building that relationship. So you want people to like, know, and trust you. So I think copy is especially important in the affiliate marketing world.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree, because you're right. I mean, as an affiliate marketer, you're hoping to approach the same customers over and over and over again, and
right.
develop that relationship with them. And hopefully they, like you're saying, they get to know you and trust you enough to where they feel comfortable buying from you over and over again.
Yeah, and a lot of times maybe they're finding your link somehow and they're considering a product that it's not your product, but you're selling. So like the One Funnel Away Challenge, good example. I know a lot of us are promoting this right now as affiliates. That's what my whole Facebook group is about. Because I went through it myself, I really believed in it. I felt like it really helped me, and I want to bring other people into it. But what's going to make someone sign on with me as opposed to all the other amazing affiliates out there who've been doing it for a while and have like a really impressive bonus stack and have a Facebook group with 2,000 people, and you're just starting out? I mean, that's something that held me back in the beginning. I was like in the first OFA that I was in, which was February, March, and a lot of people kept saying, "Oh, start a Facebook group, start a Facebook group." I kept seeing all these pop up, and I was like, how is that going to help if every person in here starts a Facebook group trying to get people, into the One Funnel Away Challenge? Isn't that kind of counterproductive? Aren't we just all competing against each other? So that actually held me back from starting my own group for a long time. But then, you realize that it's really true that you have a unique perspective. You're going to attract a certain type of person who resonates with you. You have your own tribe out there. Even if you're kind of just starting out and you feel like you're a nobody and nobody knows you, you're going to find your people, and you're going to have something unique to offer. So with me, I realized with my copywriting services, I could really help people after the challenge is over, with email sequences and following up and all those things that aren't necessarily covered in OFA. So I decided that would be my focus.
Yeah. I mean, that's huge, because I know for me personally, I can write, but to be honest with you, I'll fully admit I'm not a good writer. I sit down and I struggle and it's something that I have to like really work on, and then have someone else read it and edit everything, which everyone should probably do anyway. But that is a truly unique way to go about it, because you're right. They don't really cover that when you go through OFA, and I mean, that's huge, especially the follow-up sequence, I think is huge. I mean, obviously all your copy on your funnel is very important, but I know at least, I always bring it back to affiliate marketing just because that's the niche I'm in. But, we always talk about how the money's on the list, and that's so true, because, they say it takes someone seeing your offer 5 to 7 times before they're actually going to pursue it and purchase. So that follow-up email sequence is crucial for us to be able to, keep connecting with people and try to form that relationship with them through these emails. And I know personally, I get a ton of emails, and there's some people I connect with and there's some people I don't. And I try to, keep track of those people that I connect with and keep reading their emails over and over and over again and try to see what they're doing.
Yeah.
That resonates with me, so I think that's crucial.
Yeah, I'm on a lot of email lists as well. I think a lot of us are, even just from signing on to watch webinars, we're taking courses, we get a lot of email. There are a few, probably 2 or 3 that I read every single time because I just like their style. I like what they're saying. And usually those people are telling a story. So I think storytelling is a great way to keep people engaged and, to get to know you. So you could be telling really personal stories about your life, about your entrepreneur journey. I think there's a lot to tap into there. And there's a lot of great resources too for learning how to do that.
Absolutely. So if you are helping someone else with their copy, do you kind of get to know them a little bit, and so you can incorporate that story into their copy?
Yeah. It depends on what I'm writing for them. If I'm writing a full sales funnel, then yeah, I want their origin story. I want the epiphany bridge. If it's someone I'm meeting through the ClickFunnels world, it's great because they already know what I'm talking about when I say that. Right. I don't have to explain things. So I love working with people like entrepreneurs who are using ClickFunnels to sell their products or services because we speak the same language and we understand, the goal. So it makes it a lot easier. But yeah, I got a lot of my initial work through the funnel Rolodex, and people can just buy your service without ever talking to you. But I've always found that it goes better if there's a little bit of an exchange first, even before they buy. We swap a few emails, we get on the phone, because it's just, you don't really get a full sense of somebody or even what their business is about until you hear it from them. So I'd like to hear somebody's elevator pitch. I like to know what their origin story is. A lot of times they already have it written out for me, which is great, because then I can just kind of like bring it into the sales funnel copy and make it flow with everything else. I have an intake form that I send people, which is like, what's your goal with this copy? Who's it for? Who's your ideal customer avatar? What are their pain points? So yeah, I do have a bit of a process that I know will make things go more smoothly if I follow it.
That's great. Yeah, I think it would be difficult to, I guess you could just come up with your own story and your own copy if you didn't know theirs, but I think if it's their emails and their funnel, it makes sense to do that.
Yeah, and actually, I need to do more of this myself. It's like kind of the classic story. You're a digital marketer. Like when I had my agency, I was bad at marketing the agency, which sounds ludicrous, right? Like, how can you not be doing that? You have to set the example. But what would happen is we would get busy. We'd be working on the client stuff. Then we'd realize the engagement was about to end. We'd kind of panic and then start looking for a client, which is not what you want to do. You want to always be prospecting, or at least have a system in place for that. So now with my copywriting, like I have an email list. I have a list for my growing Facebook group now too, which I haven't even emailed yet. It's, it's a new group. It's been 2 to 3 weeks, but I don't want to get to that trap where you're only emailing your list when you have an offer, because people are going to get tired of you really quick. You want to offer value. You want to tell stories about yourself. I know I have a lot of content like that I can share. I just need to sit down and do it. And I would recommend for anyone out there that's trying to engage an audience that you do the same thing. Don't just spam people.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I need to get better at that too. It's just, obviously it's the time sitting down to do it. But the great thing about this business is these automated email systems. It's like, just do it once and you're good to go. It's just amazing.
Exactly. You just add new people in and they go through the sequence and you just keep adding to it. And yeah, it's pretty great.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm working with Marv putting together my course. I've got 30 emails written out, and I was on a call with him the other day and he's like, yep, keep writing them because I want you to have a year's worth. And I was like, what?
Yeah. But really, that's not too bad, right? It's like 1 a week, 1 every 2 weeks.
Yeah, he wants 365.
Wow, okay. Well, he's a taskmaster, but I'm sure he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, yeah. So it might take me a while, but
Yeah, you'll
but
get
yeah,
it
I
done.
mean, I mean, you could literally send someone an email every day for a year, and assuming you're doing what you're talking about, telling good stories and sharing stuff about yourself or whatnot, people are really going to enjoy that.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, you're entertaining them, giving them a little moment of lightness in their day, hopefully. And you hear a lot of stories about people who've had massive success with like a tiny list, like 200 people. Maybe they sell a course for $1,000. A bunch of people buy it. I mean, those are some good numbers. You don't have to have a huge list. You just have to have a really engaged one that's, you know, well curated too. It's people who want to be there, and it's your like dream customers.
Yeah, for sure.
So can I turn the tables for a second and ask you a couple questions?
Absolutely. Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So I know you've been doing affiliate marketing for a couple years. So like to me and a lot of people in my group, you're a veteran and I'm sure you have some wisdom to share. So I'm curious, like, what was it that kind of turned the tables for you where you started making an income? Like what worked? Was it creating great bonuses? Was it creating a course? Was it starting your Facebook group? Like what was your success journey like?
Well, I'm not going to claim to have a huge success yet, but
You have
uh,
a pretty big group,
well,
what I've
thank you.
seen.
It's getting there.
Yeah.
You know, I think like a lot of other people's stories, when I got into this, I was bouncing around, learning a bunch of different stuff, and wasn't super focused, which I don't necessarily think is a bad thing when you're starting out. I think when you're getting into
Yeah.
this, there's so much to learn, and there's so many different avenues that you can go online. There's so many different opportunities. Um, it's good to kind of see what's available and what's out there and what you really want to do. I mean, if you're going to put this much time and effort into something, hopefully you're passionate about it and you enjoy doing it because
Mm-hmm.
like me, I still work a full-time job and have a family, and I just kind of scrape time away in my schedule to work on my business. And so you have to really want to do it. So I certainly recommend when you're starting out, see what's out there, see what you're passionate about. Like you're saying, you started with you know, a different job and digital marketing and kind of check some stuff out and finally decided on something that you're passionate about and you love to do. And I recommend doing the same thing. So it took me a little while. But I think once you figure out what that is, I think the key is to really focus down and find a good mentor. I actually have 3 different mentors right now, but find a good mentor and just be super focused on what you're doing and get the basics down really good. Whatever it is you're doing. For me, for affiliate marketing, it's obviously figuring out what product you want to market or promote, building an offer around that product, which is your bonuses and ways to encourage people to use your affiliate link to purchase that product. Building, I mean, really in the affiliate world, funnels are basic. I mean, for the most part, we're using a 2-page funnel. You have an opt-in page, a bridge page,
Yeah.
which then goes to a sales page. So if you can just get the basics of building those 2 pages down, building your funnel down, and then like we were talking about, being able to create a good follow-up email sequence, I think is huge in the affiliate marketing world. But I think if you can get those basics down, and then obviously you have to determine what kind of traffic you're going to want to go for. So me personally, I've been working really hard on organic traffic.
Yeah. That's all I've done so far too.
I mean, like they say, if you have the money and you want to do it quickly, I would suggest investing in a course and doing paid traffic because that's going to be way faster and
Yeah.
way easier. But personally, I wanted to start with organic traffic to build a good audience and really connect with people and get to know people. And I think there's a lot of benefits to doing it that way. I think it really forces you to grow as a person, because I mean, you have to really get out there and publish all the time and
Yes,
kind of
I'm
put
discovering
yourself
that
out there,
too.
right?
Yeah, I started my group and I wasn't super prepared. I knew that, okay, I'm going to add some stuff to units. Like I had some ideas. I'm going to, bring in some people, but you really have to publish like 3 to 5 times a day in the beginning to get engagement. At least this is what, many experts have said. I'm trying to do that. I'm not succeeding every day, but because otherwise your group can just die on the vine. I mean, even if you are publishing a lot in the beginning, you might have crickets on a lot of your posts because people are just not used to, checking in, or their attention is diverted in a ton of different directions. I mean, I'm probably in like 30 groups myself, so I understand the competition is real.
Yeah. And I think, at least for me personally, with other groups, there's a core set of groups that I'm always active in.
Yeah.
And at this point, I'm kind of hesitant to join too many other groups, just because I'll just kind of be one of those people that joins and never does anything, and I don't like that. I mean, I don't want people to do that in my group. It's like, if you're gonna join, at least come by every once in a while, say something, interact, post, or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I hope I try to do that in a core set of other groups. And but you're absolutely right, especially when you're starting out. Like if you aren't publishing every day, it's going to be really hard to grow. I made that mistake. I was doing so many things at once, and I started my group, and I was just like, whoa, okay. So now I'm kind of focused on 2 things. I'm focused on building my group, and right now I'm building out a course. And like I said, that's all I have time for right now.
Yeah.
You just kind of have to focus down and decide what you want to do, and just really focus on those things.
Is it your course for affiliate marketing?
Yeah, so it's going to be a 30-day, call it a 30-day quick start guide. So it's teaching people how to set up their own affiliate marketing business. And I just spend 30 days walking people through all the steps that they need. And so at the end of that month, they can go out, they'll know all the basics, everything set up. They'll be able to go out, find a product, and put together their offer and start marketing it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but it's been a lot of work. It's been a challenge. I'm not done yet. I still have a bunch of videos to shoot. That's
Well, I haven't even started creating a course, so you're ahead of the game as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun though. It really you really make sure it. I'm not saying this correctly. It really forces you to make sure you know what you're doing. Right? I mean,
yeah.
I mean, when because obviously whenever you teach something, you learn it much better yourself as well, which is a good benefit. But you want to put out a good product, and you want to have good information for people, and hopefully you're not a perfectionist like I am, and you can actually just kind of get something out there. But it's been a really cool process.
I think it's a cool way to figure out what exactly like you're digging out all this knowledge in your brain that you've collected from different people and places and courses, and then trying to like put your own spin on it. And I imagine that process is both really challenging but also really fun. Yeah. And you probably realize that you know more than you think you do.
It's pretty amazing how much knowledge you collect over a couple of years. I kind of equated it to where I feel like I've just been going to school for the past 2 years, and now this is kind of my big, huge final project.
Yeah, this is your PhD dissertation.
Yeah, taking everything you've learned, and it's kind of the culmination of everything, and putting it all together and trying to put it into a nice package. So
yeah, that's a good point. I think you have to do it at the right time too. Because when I was going down that rabbit hole of like, okay, I want to change my business. I want to sell digital products. I want to create a course. Okay, what is my course going to be about? At the time I was thinking, well, I want to help other people like me who are maybe stuck in the mainstream work world and it wasn't a good fit, but maybe they're older and they have like responsibilities. They're like in their 40s, they have kids, they've got a mortgage, whatever. So it's easy to just like go live off no money or sleep on your parents' couch and, grind it out for 12 to 16 hours a day. Like not all of us can do that. So I wanted to help people that were in that demographic.
Yeah.
But then I kind of got to a point with it where I was like, well, this is really a broad general topic. There are a lot of people out there already teaching this. I don't have a following. It would just be a hard road. I'm not saying like I'm never going to do that and I gave up on it, but I just realized like I need to niche down first and get more specialized. And I'm glad I did, because now I have a whole new business that's based off funnel copywriting. My first course will probably be on copywriting. And I think that feels much more organic to me, instead of like racking my brain, like what can I sell to make money? What can I make a course around just so I can get a few $100 in my account? Like that's maybe not the best way to go about it. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. That's tough to really, when you're going that general, that's tough to really, find something that focused that you could put out there for sure.
Yeah. Because when I ran that by people, they were like, oh, that's a great idea. But then I realized myself, I was like, where would I even start? How would I sell this? You need to have like a following at least before you're going to do something like that, or at least have some credibility as like a business coach or something.
Yeah.
In that realm. I was just a person who had done it on my own, maybe not even that successfully. So I was like, who am I to teach this? I'm not some big success story yet. Like I need to at least get into a better position with my own business before I teach others how to do it.
Yeah, totally. I do like, actually that was kind of one of the angles I was doing, is helping, people similar to me who, like you say, are busy and have family, but still want to try to create a business on the side. And, like I was saying, I help busy parents build a, passive income through affiliate marketing was kind of my thing. And although it is a little hard sometimes to niche down that much, because there's so many people out there that are interested in affiliate marketing, and I don't want to exclude other people that aren't those busy parents, but
right.
At a certain point you do need to niche down enough to where you can really decide on what that avatar or that perfect customer is.
Right. Cannot agree more.
Can we get back to a little copy? I don't know if you had anything else you want to talk, or if you have more questions for me, we can do that too.
I think I felt like we reached kind of the end of the speaking thread we were on. I don't know, my words are failing me right now. So we can go back to another topic or go back to copy. But yeah, when Jason and I first decided to do this, when you and I decided, we were talking about, well, a good thing I could talk about is copywriting for affiliate marketing. So I could definitely touch on that a little bit more.
Sure.
Yeah. So, one of the definitions of copywriting is that it's using words to convince people to take some form of action. I think that's especially true with affiliate marketing, because like we said, you're selling somebody else's product, but you need to give people a reason to buy it through you or from you. So how can you tell your story in a way that's going to be compelling? Because there's a lot of competition out there in this space. There's a lot of competition with ClickFunnels affiliates. There are people who came in early in the game who have a name for themselves and have just killed it. So it can be, and I see this a lot in, my group, in the One Funnel Away Challenge group, where people want to create offers around affiliate marketing. And in other groups, they're like, where do I start? I feel like such a small fish in a big pond. I'm afraid that I'm too late to get into this. Mm-hmm. And I understand that feeling. Sometimes I have those thoughts as well, but I think there's always a way to differentiate yourself. There's always a way to connect with your tribe. Just to use myself as an example, I'm getting, some commissions here and there, like through One Funnel Away Challenge. I had one person who's in this current group who found me through YouTube. And I was stunned by that because I haven't done a lot on YouTube. I have like 5 subscribers, but I did a few months after I discovered ClickFunnels, I created a video walkthrough of it and like kind of explained what I was doing with it and how I built my first funnel. I came back later and, included my affiliate marketing links and listed my stack of bonuses. So I kind of did the things you're supposed to do, but I didn't expect to get any response to that. Someone, found it and then took the time to find me on Facebook and direct messaged me. And then she actually was just asking about, which ClickFunnels package to buy. I ended up kind of selling her on the One Funnel Away challenge. Mm-hmm. Not because I was trying to like upsell her and just make a sale. I truly believe like this person needs to go through this training.
Right.
Based on what she was telling me she wanted to do. She didn't know anything really about funnels. And I was like, you need go through the One Funnel Away challenge. It's like the best money you could spend. So now she's in this current month's group and she's in my Facebook group. And, you need to just start putting content out there, especially on YouTube. You might not get any traction on it until like 10 months later, which I think is about how long it took for somebody to find that video and sign up through me. So for whatever reason, I guess my personality or what I was saying resonated with her.
Yeah.
And she sought me out. So I think that's a lot of how it works. Mm-hmm. Got a little off track there because that's not purely copy related because I was on video speaking, but I
totally relate to that though. Cause I've had a few people come to me, just random people I don't know, and it's just kind of like I don't really know where you came from or how you found me, but I'm more than happy to help you out, and I totally agree with you with the One Funnel Away challenge. I think if you're in the online marketing world, it's one of the most amazing trainings out there right now for the cash. I mean, for $100 what they give you for $100, it's absolutely amazing. It should be like $1,000.
I agree. When people find you, usually 2 things are happening. One, they just like you. They resonate with you. They like what you have to say. And 2, they want you to help them. So that's usually, it's not like anyone has ever come to me and said, I just really liked you. You seem like a nice person and I liked your personality. And, I really feel like you can help me. I don't know why, but I just feel like you could help me. Like no one says that, but that's something like that is going through their brain, whether they're conscious of it or not.
Right.
Yeah. Like you strike me as you look very kind. Like, I don't know, you have kind eyes. You have a lot of content out there. It seems like you have some authority. So I could see how someone would find you and be like, yes, Jason is the guy. I'm going to sign on with him.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Maybe it's like fellow dads with beards. Who knows?
So bald old guys.
Yeah. Maybe Big Marv attracts a lot of dudes with tattoos and piercings. Like, I don't know, we all have our own style.
Yeah. No, I think that's important because it's actually one thing I think about quite a bit when I start having these negative thoughts go through my head, like, I can't do this, or who's going to listen to me, or whatever it may be. I mean, we all have those kind of thoughts, right? And
yes, imposter syndrome.
Yeah, right. I mean, how many people are in the world? Billions, and how many people are online? Like hundreds of millions of people online, and it's like, why not? Why not you? I mean, the online world is so huge, and there's so many people out. And I think the other thing sometimes we get caught up in is we kind of get so, at least for me personally, I'm in this little affiliate marketing world niche, and I think, well, I see these people doing this and these people doing that, so there's no room in this business for me. Well, it's like, there's a few thousand people who are really doing affiliate marketing hard, and how many people are online that you can go out and market to? I think that's a really important thing to remember when you're doing this business, which related a lot to what you're saying, you know, like, is there room for me in here? And it's like,
Yeah.
there's lots of room. Come on in, you know, it's like, there's lots of people online you can market to.
Yeah. I mean, Alex Elliott for me is a great success story because she didn't start with affiliate marketing until February, March. She was in the OFA challenge with me. And I remember even then she was like omnipresent. She was everywhere. I don't even remember how it happened, but suddenly I was friends with her on Facebook and I was in her Facebook group. And her group was around affiliate marketing. At the time, that wasn't even a big focus for me. But I ended up in her group and, you know, she just has like, and I didn't even do anything with it for a long time. Then I kind of got more and more sucked in. And only 4 months later, she's on the top 10 leaderboard and going to Idaho to hobnob with Steve Larson. And, you know, she did a lot of things right. She grew a Facebook group quickly. She did a lot of the best practices that she's now teaching for how to do that. She was everywhere. Her engagement was high. She served a lot. She put out a lot of value. So it's just, you know, she's proof to me that anyone can come into this game and find success quickly. You just have to be willing to devote a lot of time and energy to it and do whatever it takes.
Yeah.
You know, she also was able to work 12 to 16-hour days, doesn't have kids. Like, you know, you and I can't do that, nor would we want to probably, but it is a little slower when you have other things in your life. But if you go all in, you can also advance quite quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Alex is awesome. She's done an awesome job. I really appreciate all of her content. Like, she put out a post today, I think it was today, about how go out and serve people without expecting anything in return.
Yes, I read that too.
That's her whole persona and how she does her business. And I really appreciate that angle and living your life that way, because I think people see that, they notice that. And if you're willing to help people and give value and not necessarily expect anything in return, the people are going to really appreciate that, and they're going to follow you, and they're going to flock to whatever you're doing, and they're going to want to be a part of whatever you're doing. I
agree. And she also helped me realize that my background as an online community manager, because I did this for a lot of companies, and still do a little of that now and then, like paid work. But she was like, that's the perfect background for affiliate marketing, because affiliate marketing is all building relationships. And I'd never thought of it in that way before. And then I was like, oh yeah, I am kind of in the perfect position for this. You know, I'm a writer, like I know how to communicate well online. I've managed a lot of online communities and Facebook groups. I know I've done social media for a lot of brands, so I know how to create engaging posts. You know, so that was like a great light bulb moment I had from her.
Yeah.
That ties into a lot of what we've been talking about with copy, telling your story, creating a relationship, revealing things about yourself, and connecting with your tribe.
Yeah. Yeah, that's huge. I know I personally struggle with talking about personal stuff, but you know, it's true. When you think about the people that you're truly connecting with online, it's those people. It's those people that you feel like you've gotten to know who they are, and you feel like you know them personally, and they are telling those stories about themselves, and I think that's really important.
Yeah, it's still scary for a lot of us to be vulnerable online. It is for me. There's a lot of personal stories I could tell that I haven't yet for that reason. You know, it's like, but you know, it's scary, but also there's some hesitancy, I think, to share the failures because you don't want people to think of you as a failure. But it's not really about that. It's like part of being an entrepreneur is failing, but picking yourself up and trying something new over and over again. That's why I love hearing those stories from like Steve Larson. I think it was his 34th business that he tried before anything really like was successful. And Russell Brunson, you know, almost bankrupted his company a few times and like got in trouble with the law with like merchant accounts and all kinds of stuff. So we should all be sharing those stories, I think.
Yeah, and you could use those stories, for Facebook Lives. You could use them in your emails. You could use them in your funnels. I mean, and like you were saying, if you can get to the point where you can get your backstory down and get some of the stories in a good logical fashion where you can tell that story and then lead to a product.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you're golden if you can do that, right?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I've kind of got a few of mine that I've practiced telling, like being at the big corporate company with the, difficult boss and that changing everything, and that leading to me starting my own company, working for myself, and then like 5 years of struggle with that business. It would be easy for me to just feel like, oh, I failed with this agency, I should just give up and get a real job. But then I was like, well, that was my first business. Of course I failed,
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't fail exactly. I just I never scaled it. If I had a client end a gig because they ran out of money or whatever, I'd have to scramble. It's more like I just got exhausted by it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's understandable for sure. Yeah, I can relate to that. I mean, kind of, my backstory is I've been in my current career for 14, 15 years or whatever it is now. And it's one of those jobs where you start early in the morning and you never know when you're going to finish.
Yeah.
I'm often working 10 to 12 hour days. And it's like, there's got to be something better. I mean, there's got to be a better way. I mean, I can't plan anything during the week. I never know when I'm getting off work or getting home. And, I just realized that I've got 2 young boys at home, and I'm missing so much time right now with them while they're growing up. And I'm just like, I never get this time back, so unfortunately right now I'm not getting a whole lot of time with them either, but I'm hoping, the work that I'm putting in now is going to be worthwhile. It's going to pay off in the end.
Right.
Where it's going to help me hopefully quit the 9-to-5 job and be able to work my own business. But
yeah, you're planting the seeds for that lifestyle. I think a lot of us get into this because we want that lifestyle business, where hopefully we have some passive income streams so we don't have to work in our business 24/7.
Right.
We can set our own schedule. We can spend time with our family. We can take breaks when we need to. But I think, what people may not realize is like the first couple of years, you're probably working twice as many hours as you did in your 9-to-5, or, at least trying to catch up on the weekends. You're working more than you did before, but at least it's all for yourself and your family. So it doesn't feel like such a sacrifice.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you got to really want it.
Yes. You got to have that drive. Otherwise it's not going to work.
No, and it's funny because, I find that people who get into this and who really want it just get obsessed.
Yeah.
Like, I know I am. It's like, I actually need to force myself to take a break and spend time with my family and not think about business, because I'll still be with my family and I'll still be thinking about whatever I'm working on in my business.
I'll be staring at my phone, and you got to just cut that off.
Yeah.
Piece of purpose.
Good to be obsessed, but take breaks, right?
Exactly. Like compartmentalize a little bit. Don't think about your business when you're with your family, and vice versa.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited. So you're going to put together a copywriting course. Do you have any idea kind of what's going to be included in that?
Well, I think, there are a lot of copywriting courses already out there. And I don't want to put myself in competition with something that's very general. So I think following the niche I'm already in, which is for funnels, I think I could put together, a lot of best practices for how to have successful copy for your funnel, no matter what niche or industry you're in. Well, I am starting to do a lot of industry specific things. Like I put a post on my Facebook page yesterday asking, I could create a welcome email sequence for your funnel in your industry. Would you want that? And I got a lot of positive response. So now I have a list of some sequences I can go create for different industries and start selling. And I think that's going to be something that will really help people. That was something I already was doing in my funnel. When I did the One Funnel Away challenge, it was just to create my funnel launch copywriting business, get that launched. So I sell some done for you copy packages on the front end, and on the back end, I'm selling copy templates. I think I only have like 2 available right now though. So I need to create a bunch more. So that's in line with that. So I'm starting there, but yeah, I do eventually want to help people more with, empowering them to do their own copy, not feel like they have to spend thousands of dollars on somebody like me, although I'm happy when they do, or buy funnel scripts. I think a lot of people can write better than they think they can. They just might not have the confidence. I mean, a lot of people just hate it. They don't want to do it. It's how I feel about anything math or data related. It's how I feel about Facebook ads. Facebook ads feel like math to me because of all the algorithms and pixels and targeting and retargeting. It's just, to me, it feels very oppressive. So I don't like it. But some people feel that way about writing copy.
Right.
So if I can help it.
Which is a cool thing about this community, because you can go out and find, hopefully, you can get to the point where you're doing what you really enjoy to do, and then you can go out and find people that specialize in those other areas that you may not be so interested or passionate about doing, such as, Facebook ads or whatever, and you can hire other people to do that for you. Exactly.
And a tip for people who are starting out and might not have a lot of money to hire, to outsource parts of their business. I've been doing trades, which is great. So I've written sales page copy and email copy for a business that outsources virtual assistants for people. So now I have one of their virtual assistants doing my LinkedIn outreach, which is a great source of clients for me.
Nice.
And I'm doing a trade with, I don't know if you've heard of him. I interviewed him in my group. His name's Amin Nasirpour, and he has a Mastering Facebook Ads course that he teaches live over 2 weeks. It's actually, the next one is starting July 1st. He's selling it right now for $100, but then the price goes up to $24.97. So, I don't remember if it's 100 or 197, but anyway, I have a trade with him. I redid all the copy on his funnel and wrote him some affiliate email swipes, because he also has an affiliate program, and he's going to run Facebook ads to my funnel, because I haven't done that yet, because I'm I don't want to spend a bunch of money on ad budget and then not know what I'm doing and try to do the ads myself and have no results because I don't know what I'm doing.
Right.
So good tip for people, see where you can do trades, find other experts who are maybe just getting started like you are, and do a partnership.
Yeah. No, that's a great tip. What was his name?
Amin Nasirpour. I can actually drop the link to his course in the comments if you like, if your group would be interested, because the current price expires June 30th.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be in his next course. Like I said, there's a private group. There's going to be daily live coaching. So it is kind of structured almost like a challenge where it's done in real time. So it's not just you're consuming the content on your own. And honestly, I learn better if somebody is taking me through content live. So I like the challenge structure.
Yeah. Yeah, I really enjoy that. Just have to have the time to do it, right?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I mean, if you pay money to take a course, you're more bought in.
Yeah.
But you still might not get it done because it's up to you to find the time. But if it's a course like this where, well, okay, I'm going live at this time every day, and I'm going to give you homework, and you have to have it done to advance, which is how One Funnel Away challenge is structured. Yeah. I think that works a lot better for a lot of people. I know it works better for me.
Yeah. Definitely more buy-in, and not only that, but I think if you have that kind of small personal group that you can form and kind of get those people together, they can all help each other out as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I kept you for 57 minutes here.
Yeah, I'm impressed we had enough to talk about over an hour. So that
Yeah.
was great.
Yeah. Just wanted to, real quick, I didn't do this yet, but I want to acknowledge the people that were on our live. Thank you very much. Coleman, Fred.
Yes, thank you guys
Fred came
for
on.
watching.
Kenny. Fred is another person who's been gracious enough to accept to do an interview with me, so I'm looking forward to that. Thank you, Fred. And Heidi, once again, thank you very much. This was really good. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you. Happy to do it.
If you wanted to throw any links down in the comments or whatever, how people can get a hold of you or contact you for your services, I'd really appreciate that.
Yeah, would be happy to. I'll drop my link and the link for the Facebook ads course in case anyone's interested in that, because it's like a timely offer.
Right. Cool. All right. Well, thank you guys,
Okay.
and thank you, Heidi. And once again, thank you very much. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah, thank you.
Talk to you
Bye.
soon.